another video. Now, a lot of cars in general and car companies have been going down in value, right? Once you buy the car and drive it out of the dealership, it depreciates like that. The quality is also going down, meanwhile the price is the only thing that's going up. And in this case scenario, something going up is a bad thing. So exactly what are the two best brands to buy from brand new in 2024 with the best value, good prices, reasonable value, and like I said, very nice and reliable? And I would say Subaru and Mazda. These car companies have been great. Now, why are they so great and what's led to them being just so absolutely amazing, just killing it recently? Well, first of all, is both of the brands have had massive rebrands. Now, this is the Mazda. I think we all remember this. Well, no, I grew up. This is the Mazda, the thousands Mazda. The Mazda in most of my childhood, I remember, like the cool Mazdas 3s and stuff like that, right? This is what people think of when they think of Mazda, right? But in 2014, Mazda decided that they wanted to do a rebrand. They wanted to be nicer, more luxurious, right? Because like I said, with budget brands, they're either go one of three ways, right? The, usual way, which is sporty, right? They say that their cars are sporty, right? They say that the cars are worth, the money that they are because they're sporty, and they're cheap and they're different and worth more because they're sporty, right? They are like Toyota and just say, it's a normal car, it'll get you from A to B, and you want this, and everyone will buy it. Or you're like, it's luxurious, right? It's a luxurious, nice car that's great value, that's also an affordable price. So instead of being like an average cheap car, it's an affordable luxury car. And that's what Mazda wanted to do. They wanted to change their usual, sporty design to a more luxurious design, and they perfectly did that beautifully. Now, this is the iconic design we all see, this classic grille, this beautiful design language, classic, beautiful. Now, Subaru's was a little bit more indistinct. All they did was took their classic, I even back in the day, which like 10 years ago. Can you believe that 2014 was like 10 years ago? Crazy. I thought that this car was still great, but, they updated it. So this is what you would think of when you would think of just a standard Subaru. And in 2018, it went through several iterations, but they finally decided on this, which is an upgraded, nicer version of it with a very, very nice interior and infotainment system. So they upgraded the driving quality and, some exterior styling, but mostly the interior to put it up there with the other bigger, nicer brands. So why wouldn't you want to buy, a 2018 Crosstrek or a 2014 Mazda 3? No reason. They're perfectly reliable. They're all great. There's not really much of a difference. We're just talking in terms of brand new cars. These all make perfect, great used cars if you need them, right? So, another thing is the budget offering. Well, before we get to the budget offering, because I'm just forgetting what order I have things in, let's look at what they've been up to. So Mazda's came out with the CX-50, which is an all-new SUV. I love it. I think it looks great. This is, Mazda, because they're more of like a luxury budget brand, like I said, one of three ways. They've lacked in the off-roader department, so they made the CX-50, which is designed to be more of like an off-roader, sporty, cool, and they're, Toyota's helping them out with the all-wheel drive and all that crap, right? Which is great. Subaru's always been really good at that, so recently they updated the Forester, which is is their best-selling car, and it looks great. A lot of car companies are making their cars look uglier. I think this one actually looks prettier than the previous generation Subaru Forester. No, budget offerings. No, not budget offerings. That's what I have last. The next thing is the interiors. They're just great. They're phenomenal. The Subaru interior has a big touchscreen. Now, a lot of people don't like the big touchscreens, but of all the big touchscreens out there, Subaru definitely has the best one. It's very nice. The entire interior, even on the base level trims, are covered in nice materials, especially the leather. The leather is just amazing. It's very high quality. You can see the bits, like right here, where the utilitarianism kicks in, and they say, you're not going to look at this, you're not going to touch it all that often, just needs to hold the cups and it'll be fine. Also, apparently, base version of the Crosstrek has heated seats, which is just, Subaru's really functioning and making sure that the driving experience, driving feel, and, overall means of driving is a lot easier than their competitors. And that's what they're focusing on, right? The interiors are just great. And Mazda is going for this nice, luxury design. I love Mazda interiors. They just look phenomenal. They look amazing. I've always loved Mazda interiors, and I think they still look especially great nowadays, even after they rebranded from their initial, red and blue, cool display era, into the new, more modern era. So I'm still very happy with it. Another thing is budget offerings. A lot of car manufacturers, American car manufacturers, just don't have budget offerings. They really don't. They really struggle with that. And Subaru and Mazda don't at all. This is the Mazda CX-5, and this starts at $28,000. It's a lot, but think about what you're getting. Because it's a cheaper luxury brand rather than just a normal, economy car brand, they can get away with it, and it's worth it. The leather, everything is lovely. The systems are lovely. The doors and everything in this car is lovely. I love the CX-5. It would be the Mazda that I would buy if I wanted to buy a Mazda. And Subaru has been working on the Crosstrek, where they've lowered the price down to just $25,000. For this, I would happily pay $25,000 for this, even though I already have 2 cars. Anyway, the next thing that I really love about Mazda and Subaru is the sportiness, right? Mazda, just because they've moved into more of, upmarket, moving up market, that entire, plan, just because they moved up market doesn't mean they don't have the sporty offerings anymore. This Mazda 3 hatchback is sporty. It's very sporty. People love it. Stars Cars, not Stars Cars, what do I want to say? Is it Stars Cars? No, not Stars Cars. It's the really nice one. His name is Jake. He owns one of these. Like the Highland edition or something. It's in this gray. I watch him all the time. Anyway, he owns one of these. It's very nice. It's very sporty. Dual exhaust. Again, not that many fake vents, sportiness for the sake of sportiness. And of course, you have Subaru with their cotton candy Impreza, right? So let's just peruse their websites, for the last couple minutes of this thing. And I'm just going to go over their lineup just to kind of sort you through it. So, the Outback. The Outback is like the Subaru staple. It's great for your family and it's amazing off-roading, right? The Crosstrek is probably the car that you want. It is, of course, quote-unquote a crossover, but unlike many other worthless crossovers like the Ford EcoSport and Hyundai Venue, it's actually very, very capable off-roading and worth a lot, especially when starting at $25,000, right? The 2025 Forester starts at $29,000 and it's beautiful and great. The Ascent is a perfect family wagon and it just works great. The Solterra stinks. Moving down to cars, and not because I don't like Toyota or this collaboration, just because EVs as a whole aren't that great. The Subaru Impreza starts at $22,000, which is an amazing, great price, and it's very sporty just from the base trim. The 2025 Legacy starts at $24,000, just $2,000 more dollars, and you can have a much better car. The BRZ is, of course, sporty, and of course, you gotta have the WRX. Mazda's lineup is a little bit more complex, like everything in life. The CX-30, it's very hard. The CX-30 is like the default one. The CX-5 is the cheaper one. The CX-50 is up from the CX-5, and then the CX-70, and then the CX-90 in terms of SUVs, right? The off-roader is, of course, the CX-50. The average one that you're probably going to buy is the CX-5, and the CX-30 is the ones that, a lot of people own. The Mazda 3 hatchback's very sporty. They do have plug-in and hybrid variants, and of course, they have the Miata. Like, another thing of how these brands are similar, I always like to kind of, tie the brands that I'm working with together for different videos. They each have, their own car that they're known for, Subaru has the WRX, and Mazda, of course, has the Miata, which is a car that everyone loves. So, yeah, both of these car companies, their quality has been going up, not down. That's why Toyota's wanted to work with them. Hey, maybe with the burning GR Corollas, they could learn a thing or two. So, yeah, with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.